Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. What's going on? Did you get my papers? I sent you the Tompkinson deal.
Yes, the Tompkinson file is on my desk.
Are you going to call them back?
I will once I run it up the flagpole. And
don't screw this up, buddy.
I have to throw it against the wall and run it up the flagpole. But
don't screw this up, buddy.
I will not.
Don't screw this up. This is my business guide.
I'm completely outside the box on this one.
No, man. No, man. No, nobody talks. I'm not Mark Maron, the businessman. How do I sound?
You sound healthy.
Hello.
You sound like you make a comfortable living.
Let me see. What do I do with my phone? Let's see what the temperature is today. I'd be very interested to know what it is. I think it could be, let's see, 54 degrees downtown. It's getting a little chilly out there today. Don't put your raincoats away, Mama.
Dress in layers.
Mama. Dress in layers. And here's somebody really boring with the weather. Tad, tell us in a less boring way what tomorrow's going to be like. Show those maps.
Sunshine here in the Southland.
Uh-huh.
That's all I got.
Can you believe David Letterman was a weather man?
Yeah.
That's a great story, isn't it? Well, I was very upset because I was ready to go at 10:30. Just not even ready to go. I had decided to forego 3 bites of my healthy bagel. It's not a Dave's Killer bagel. It's a Build-A-Better bagel.
Yeah.
It comes with 25 grams of protein.
Yeah.
5 grams net carbs.
You will buy anything to justify a bagel, basically.
And has anyone ever done this bit? What's up with the Jews with these bagels? What, can't afford to give you a little bit of the thing in the center because we're so goddamn cheap? So we're going to take the center out and make it into what?
Yeah, you're right. I don't think that's been covered.
Also, why? Okay, I'm not saying that I would have liked a bagel without the middle, but how did they get popular? Why is it? Because is it fried on a ring of things?
No, you can taste the Jew's thumb. That's what really.
Okay, I didn't, folks. Seriously,
that's where the hole comes from. It's a thumb. It's a thumb hole.
Oh, is that what they said in the old days?
That's what it is.
That might not be a true story. You could have heard that from some racist company of some type.
I've witnessed bagels being made. It's a thumb hole, my friend.
Shot in Florida as okay. What am I happy about today? You could guess. Shot in Florida and the east wind bringing down the
Was it the Vikings? I don't know.
No, I was reading with the Vikings. Velma. It's the new show Velma by Mindy Kaling.
Yeah,
has enraged the nation.
Really.
And I don't care. I just love that everyone can't stand her. It's just like this woman, everything she did, she's the cute, it's so wonderful, the office, this, all that. And now all of a sudden people are turning on her.
Yeah. Because
of this cartoon. I don't even know who's right. I'm just saying, let's go.
I don't even know what the controversy is.
Have you seen Velma?
No.
Oh, well, I think that you have to see Velma first, but I don't think I'm going to see that.
Velma.
No, but you're supposed to see that first.
I'm not going to see Velma, so I guess we can't have this conversation.
I think that all I'm saying,
what's the controversy?
That it's really it's like a Family Guy, that it's really, it's like insulting to all races and creeds under the guise of being
Scooby-Doo.
Not insulting. But I'm not talking intelligently about it.
Is this Velma from Scooby-Doo? That
is exactly who it is. Okay. See, maybe I would have known more about this now.
She's sullying an institution. Is that what people are upset with?
I think she is. Is Scooby-Doo a nice institution?
It's a child's institution.
So you don't want the guy from Scooby-Doo saying, "Stick it up your ass, Grandma Schmecky." Does this not pique your interest a little bit?
No, it really doesn't.
What would you get Schadenfreude from?
What are you working on?
Oh, I can't believe it. You dog, you.
I don't know. I don't seek out Schadenfreude, really. But it comes. I mean, I'm not saying it does that, but I don't have I can't think of any personal nemesis I have. I used to have like I had a Dane Cook thing up my ass for a while.
Did you really? Oh, about Dane Cook.
Way back when, yeah. But even that has no juice to it.
Yeah, that does no juice.
Yeah.
It's got to be someone who would get to you would be someone more subtly obnoxious.
Like, normally it would be like a guy like Jim Mallon, the guy who fucked me over the worst on Mystery
that's
Science
so old
Theater.
now.
But he had personal tragedy in his life, and it didn't make me feel good. So.
Oh, is he alive?
He's alive, yes.
But he had troubles?
There was.
So nobody roots against somebody who's had troubles.
No.
Unless it's Hitler. You know what? If Hitler came to me tomorrow and go, my back hurts, it serves you right, fuckface, is what I'd say to Hitler.
Yeah?
No?
I think.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Woo. Don't leave me. Don't leave me alone out there.
I think it's, that's where it's really appropriate that Schadenfreude is a German word.
And you know what Jung used to call it? Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude.
Huh. Ooh.
I gotta tell Susan. Well, Susan's Susan could hear this if she wants to. She's not listening.
She does not want to. Yes.
She does not want. No, she does occasionally. But I have to tell her that the clock in the living room, which used to be 5 minutes fast, I've rectified it. Now it's 1 minute slow. That's the worst, right?
Well, it makes you miss shows.
Well, did you know that
you'll miss a lot of cold opens that way.
Were you angry that Spectrum eliminated the clock thing?
I didn't know they did.
They did. You don't see a clock. For years, the only time I could tell time was what a store cable was telling me.
I'm looking at my cable box right now, and it's telling me the time.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
How could you have a
10:41,
box?
it says.
That's not what the current boxes do.
Well, did you switch out boxes?
I've switched them out twice.
Okay.
They don't have it anymore. Yours is an older box.
All right. Well, I'm cherishing it. It's yet another piece of technology I keep way too long.
So, in other words, you're saying you would have no problem adjusting to not locking over there anymore.
It's not my prime source of time telling. No, it's not.
Okay. So, but I want you to send out you know what I heard today, Josh? A little of Charles Manson. Every once in a while, someone will play Charles Manson.
The song?
And I'm not making a judgment. I'm just saying he was in tune.
Uh-huh.
He didn't have a terrible voice.
Right.
Oh, baby, what you gonna do when I want? I mean, what was he singing about? Peace and love, and yet you boom.
No, I think he was just good enough to feel spurned.
Right. I often wanted to go on a killing spree when I tried to make a living in the music business.
Yes, I think most do.
But this
but not
guy,
everyone has the kind of follow through.
Well, this show I was listening to, which I love this show. Oh my God, I'm a Patreon supporter. Is Love and Radio, Love Plus Radio.
Yeah,
it's called. So they were doing a whole thing about this guy who collects Charles Manson things, and he visited. He buys all this stuff and resells it. Richard Ramirez's watercolors, or So he's recalling this.
He's a death peddler.
That's exactly right. But he gets kind of friendly. He goes, it's wrong what they did, but he gets friendly with the people, and he goes and visits them. And so he's visiting Charles Manson, and he recalls this story because, I guess Charles Manson was very environmentally oriented.
Yeah.
These things I did not know.
Yeah.
Okay. So he says, he's talking to Charles Manson and talking about something with the environmental stuff. And then Charles Manson goes, I killed 9 people and they never listened to me. Which meant, like Charles Manson, the killing of the 9 people was a warning about the environment.
Well, it was not a very explicit one, unfortunately.
Well, not like the Unabomber. You're saying the Unabomber was more like, I'm killing people because I'm afraid I don't like what's happening with the world, so I will find random people and end their life.
Also bad. I don't know that I can really...
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to go, no, I'm for this stuff.
Death to Pigs was certainly more concise than the manifesto of the Unabomber.
Well, that's the thing. And did anybody ever tell the Unabomber, look, you're a very smart person. You seem to be very intelligent. Before you do, just take a walk around your cabin. Just count to 10 and walk around your deserted cabin a couple of times and think about it.
Your helter-shelter, if you will.
That is a fascinating story because, I'm a true crime aficionado. And the fact that his brother had to turn him in. And oh, boy, his brother did not want to turn him in. And oh, boy, did his brother's wife hate the Unabomber. Yeah. Never liked him from the beginning.
Wow.
But you would think it would be easier. Like if I was your brother and you found my manifesto, you'd make a call in a minute. But it's not easy to turn in your family member. First of all, he didn't want to believe that his family member was guilty. But you know how they found out? when they printed the manifesto.
Yes.
And they noticed some of his words.
Right.
I'm trying to picture my favorite murder show.
You're trying to...
You know what Patton Oswalt told me?
You heard a podcast 20 years later. I read the news at the time.
Well, that's okay, but your stuff's older. Did I tell you what Patton Oswalt told me? And did I tell you this? No, I don't think maybe I did. He says that Karen Kilgariff and her partner sold their show for $100 million to Amazon. $100 million.
Wow.
What are we doing? I don't even want $100 million between us.
Huh?
Why can't we I'll settle for $10 million. You get 5, I get 5. $10 million apiece. I mean, $5 million apiece. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess they really... Have you listened to their show?
I don't, because it has murder in the title. Sometimes you can backdoor me into a murder, but I'm not coming into the front door of Murder Mansion.
Well, people always lie when they say they're not envious. As soon as you hear, if I heard that you got $100 million, well, there'd be two things. I'd be jealous, and I'd be weaseling my way into that.
Right.
Somehow. You can't give me $500,000? You fucking...
No, but if you're asking me, am I jealous of that? No, I'm not.
It's not like I'm jealous specifically of things, but I realize the issue of jealousy is always part of life. And if you're not, sometimes you're not jealous, but you could be jealous just because, that person's rich now.
But you're totally jealous of Karen Kilgariff. You've established this.
No, the only reason like that is because I love Karen Kilgariff to the bottom of my heart, but we've had issues between us in our life.
Yes.
So sometimes I get angry at her.
Right.
And then when I'm angry at her, I don't like to hear that she's won $100 million. But she didn't win $100 million.
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't. And I'm not one of these people who goes, "Oh, she's a woman and I'm a man.
But
I should get $200 million."
Nonetheless, Andy, she won.
She did win. I guess it's like this. I go, here's the way it looks.
You know what your problem is? You hitch your wagon to idiots.
Are you calling Karen Kilgariff
No,
an idiot?
I'm calling me an idiot.
Okay, here's the thing. You're bringing up an interesting point because I used to think, like, I would get angry at Karen Kilgariff and we'd have arguments. I used to always think, if I was nice, if I could not get angry at people, not for the $100 million, for other things, they would immediately, that would have been the third call she made after getting the $100 million. We go, "Andy, what do you need? $1 million? $2 million? What do you need?"
Right. You have that. You have that in your life. you have a multi-millionaire
I don't want her
benefactor in your life already.
I don't want her bullshit murder money when I got the real.
That's blood money, as opposed to the squeaky clean Wall Street money you're taking from Brotherton.
I don't want... What? I don't even know what you're saying now. That's my new way of denying everything. What? Are you fucking nuts? Well, here's the thing. I know that I'm going to get beaten up once about my brother because it's going to happen like around someone's going to be upset about their tax bill. It'll happen to some listener. Will see me somewhere. Yeah. And will see me dressed up nice on January 5th.
Right.
I'm walking around with a Nehru jacket. I don't know why I go back to the Nehru jacket. I'm fascinated by that.
It represents such a clearly bad choice.
Oh, I thought it was cool for about 10 minutes. The monkeys wore them, didn't they?
It was cool for 10 minutes, exactly.
And is it based on Prime Minister Nehru?
Yeah.
Nehru.
Same name.
Nero?
Same name as the jacket.
Well, all I'm saying to you, Josh, and I hope you realize this, is that when bad things happen to bad people, it's better than when bad things happen to good people. And not Karen Kilgariff. I'm talking about more like Mindy Kaling. But she's not. I don't wish any ill about her.
I think you do.
No, I think it's more like, yeah. If this is the ill, if I'm going, I was right the whole time. I was right the whole time. And I was right the whole time. Because I get a lot of people like, "Oh, she's so funny. Mindy Kaling, so funny. How could you not see it? She's a genius." And I was like, no, she's not. And I win somehow in my stupid game of life.
Well, let me just say that the theme of this week's show so far is shaping up to be Andy hates to see women succeed. So there's still time to pull it out, but let me just tell you that's the flavor so far of the first 20 minutes.
I would never I would legally pass a law that no woman could make more than $10 million in a deal. If a man makes $1 million, No, I have none of that because you know me. Not only am I not, what is it called when you're bad with women?
Bad with women?
No, like macho. No, it's misogynist. I'm not.
Misogynist.
In fact, I dated misogynist once.
Huh.
You think if I slow down the joke and show you it's a joke more and very deliberate with it, does that help it at all?
No, it doesn't.
Well, you seem
it
like
helps you understand it, I think.
You seem like you're full of, first of all, I woke up today and I didn't watch the news. I tried even. I was going, forget that guy who doesn't watch the news anymore. Let's see. It's just in the morning news. Andrea Mitchell reports. Andrea Mitchell going 15 minutes about how she could not be happier. All of a sudden, she's back. Andrea is back, tearing down Democratic presidents.
Yes.
What's wrong with her? I mean, maybe I should have asked that when she married Alan Greenspan.
Maybe you should have. Maybe you should have gone to the wedding and objected.
Oh, God, she's terrible. Oh, but you don't watch, right? Have you stopped watching?
I don't watch Andrea Mitchell, no. But I like John King more than you.
Oh, that's almost like you're saying that just to get me going. Oh, his show's a nightmare when things like this are happening. Well, they say there's no difference between Biden's and Trump's. Well, but let's talk about it for another 10 minutes at the top of the hour first. Yes, there are many differences. However, the perception is the same. And you know what they're already starting to say, Josh? Drip, drip, drip. It's a drip, drip, drip. It's the drip, drip, drip.
Yeah.
They're drip, drip, dripping. You know what? I'm beginning to think journalists are pretty horrible people. That's what I'm starting to think.
Yeah.
They're not journalists. They're like people who can't wait to catch someone doing something bad. Except Trump.
Yeah. But on the other hand, it's fucked up what Biden did too. You know?
It's not fucked up. But here's the thing. Here's where I'll argue with that.
Okay.
No one ever said that these people were perfect people or that they, but the idea that he was supposed to run to the microphone, I found something in my office.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the whole thing is just fucking bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
And his administration is handling it bad.
Yeah, well, are they handling it bad or are they just being quiet about it?
No, I think they're handling it poorly and making it look like it's shiftier than it is.
Shifty. Well, look, but here's
the problem is, the real problem to me about our current atmosphere is that you shouldn't have to be so fucking ride or die with the current president.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's okay to be pro Biden and still criticize Biden, but in this world, it's like you're not ride or die. Fuck you. You know, you will get it from either side.
You're not saying both sides now. I just don't want you to ever.
No, I said either sides. I said either side.
Who's playing the trumpet up there? Is it Santa Claus?
What are you talking about?
There's Santa Claus is playing the trumpet behind you.
No.
Is that Santa Claus?
No, it's not. It's a Wedge.
It's not a person?
It's a person. It's Wedge.
From the show Wedge Me Tomorrow?
From Star Wars.
Oh, my God. They made so many Star Wars that they started to have Wedge and Crouch.
It was a running joke that he was always, with a friend of mine, that he was always my very favorite Star Wars character. So
he wasn't, though. He was as a joke.
He kind of was, in a way. He was.
Well, give me some of Wedge. He's not from the first three movies, right?
He was from the first three movies, but very small part. Very small role.
Who played Wedge?
I don't know.
The first laugh was real. The second two were forced.
Wow.
That one was forced, but delightful.
Yeah, I don't know why you're trying to take out my foundation here. If I have to question every single laugh and whether it's real.
Oh, that's right. You know, a lot of people wonder why we haven't been up for Podcasters of the Year or Podcast Duo of the Year.
I hear it's because you hate women.
When I hate women like you're claiming, and don't isolate this now, the last thing you should do now is to just take one piece of it that goes, I hate women. I hate women. They're disgusting. And the last thing you should do is take that and make a monkey out of me. Well, I'm very sorry that your team lost yesterday. I wanted them to win, although I have to admit, I lied to you in a way. I couldn't root that much against the Giants because I kind of like them.
Yeah.
But I rooted for Buffalo over them in the 90s, so I was perfectly happy to see. But then I realized I'm doing this because I want Josh to be happy, but I don't really have that much attachment to Minneapolis. Were you disappointed? Because you told me earlier this year that you got so excited at a game that you actually did the touchdown sign.
I did, but it was, I have to say, the greatest comeback in NFL history.
Oh, okay.
I did not expect the greatest comeback in NFL history to take place. I had no faith in the Vikings, so it wasn't a big disappointment.
Is their defense usually better?
Well, historically, it's their linchpin.
Yeah, but that's a long time ago.
No, it's been. I mean, they had the most close game wins of any team in NFL history this year.
Right, right. That's hard.
Like the most comebacks. It's because they have no fucking defense, and they get really far down.
Do you like their coaching and the manager?
I don't like their defensive coaching. I think their offense looks great, but I think that their defense is porous at best.
Wow.
I think their defense is Minnesota nice.
Hey, but this is a big week. You know, it's not just, as you know, it's not just wild card weekend. It's super wild card weekend.
I know.
And it continues today.
Yes. It's like Emerald came up and went BAM on wild card weekend.
It's Monday. You go, oh, I'm so sorry because there's no Monday Night Football.
Wrong.
Susan did ask me the other day. She says, how much longer is this going on? She wanted to know. She had no problem with me watching it.
Right.
When's it going to be over?
Right. And when,
although she does like, she does like
stop
football.
Talking about it to me.
She likes USC football and she likes football. You know, my wife is very, I'm saying things because I know she's somewhere within, she's going to kill me after this.
Yeah.
Because I've never had the opportunity to have her be in the area. And then later on she's going, great. Thanks a lot for making me the highlight of your stupid show, which wasn't going well.
I'm sure she's going, well, I hope the other end in the earphones is funnier than this.
He says, I hope that you're thinking, I hope the other end of the earphones is funnier than this. She laughed.
Good.
She laughed so others could hear her. I wish we should you know what? We should put cameras in this house like a reality show.
Absolutely.
This is the place to go.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Sorry, Osborns.
So, when does your? I know we got cut off when you were telling about your onset exposure to COVID last week.
Well, no one's ever felt. I've never felt better in my life, and I think it's 5 days, but I don't know if it's the 5 days from the first exposure, which was last Wednesday, or the second exposure, which was.
I would go with the most recent exposure.
Well, but I don't know that I was exposed Thursday because the person who had it was off the set.
But do you know that? They never tell you who it was. They just said it was a principal cast member, right?
I called Human Resources, and they were very nice and forthcoming. They don't tell you anything. They don't tell you a goddamn thing. I saw a guy in the set.
Say I wanted to invite Gene Smart to dinner. Would that be a good idea?
They did ask me if I was around the lead actors.
That's what I know. That's why I'm saying.
But then I contacted Natasha Leggero, and she thinks they were asking that because all of the lead actors were in that makeup thing where
they were protecting the lead actors from you rather than.
Yes, and I don't have a problem with that kind of what's it called, hierarchy.
No, they just point to the sheet and go, "Look where your name is."
You know what? I don't. Okay, I got nothing. All right, at least I stopped.
All right.
At least I stopped.
Well, thank God you're healthy is my point.
That's what I said. Well, we don't know. It would be Wednesday. But I don't think it would. I've never felt better in my life to COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that if you had it, the psychosomatic symptoms would have set in by now, at least.
For me?
Yeah.
I'd be, like the other day I had I did this last weekend. My leg hurt after walking.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Oh my God. I'm Robert Klein. Oh my God.
That is a thing with Robert Klein. It's like, why do we know so much about that one bit? Is it because he wouldn't stop doing it?
He couldn't.
I can't stop my leg. I can't stop my leg now.
It's a very funny bit.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean, not the second time.
No, I'm saying for 30 years, once a week.
Yeah.
He's got to be 80. No, maybe
Yeah,
not.
no, I think he's probably 80.
Oh, God, everyone's dropping like flies. What are you going to do? This is it. I'm in the great turnaround. This is it. You only will have me for a few more years to kick around. That's it.
Then it'll be wheel around.
That's not nice. Do you think I'm wrong to ask for a wing at a wing? Because I have been giving quite a bit.
Hello.
A chunk of change to the SAG fund every year. Kind of nice chunk of change.
Yeah.
To the SAG fund.
Sure.
That doesn't mean I should be
enough
in.
to get even a room? I'm not sure about a wing.
No,
how about a room with your name on a little placard on the door?
It's symbolic. Well, you mean my actual room?
Yes.
Why does it seem depressing when I think about ending up the old age home? Why does that seem depressing? It's not, right?
No, it is. I mean, I think that's the sort of quintessential depressing image for so many people is ending up alone at an old age home.
Top 10 ways you know.
Warehoused with other show folk.
Top 10 reasons that you know you're in an old age home.
I knew Hasselhoff.
Your neighbor will be screaming.
Reason number 9 why you know that you're in an old age home. You see Grouper every day. Grouper's all of a sudden visiting you.
Yes, to entertain.
That would be very. I would be uncomfortable if Grouper just happened to.
But he would put you at ease.
How? Oh, is that what?
Yes, that's his gift.
How does he do? Is that his thing?
It's a gift. He's an angel from God.
Can you imagine how much, and I do believe that there could be a God, but I don't know if they're going to be at St. Peter at the Golden Gate. But if there is, Grouper's got to get in right away.
Absolutely. Although he won't go in because he's working the line.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
It's just Gruber. Gruber's a chatter. That's what he used to do when we were signing autographs after the Cinematic Titanic shows. Is he'd work the line of 100 people waiting for us.
Oh, he would talk very lovely to everyone.
Yes, he was like our.
But then he would keep the line not moving.
No, he had absolutely no official capacity.
Oh, he was just hanging around.
He was just working it. He was being a host. He was an MC and host in every way, on stage, off stage.
Did people recognize? Was he Todd?
I think he might have prevented some murders within the group.
Was he right like the calming force?
He was just a delightful force. And it was I take full credit for adding him to our touring package.
Was he Todd Carlin?
Not just so I had someone to smoke with either.
Is he still smoking?
He started as Todd Carlin, and I said, "Look, it's Gruber. Don't be Todd Carlin. Just be Gruber."
And then is he still smoking? I think he is, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the success stories.
Absolutely. So
you seem like, did I already say you're full of piss? And you seem up-tempo today.
I feel a little up-tempo, but
what happened?
Nothing good. Nothing good. I had...
No. You people are getting the idea
my house is still taking on water despite my gutters being functional.
Now, why is that?
I don't know. It's apparently a roof issue. So...
You thought it was a gutter issue. Didn't you replace your roof, or you've never replaced
I've never replaced my roof. There was, in fact, a gutter issue. No question.
Yes, that guy was right.
But I think there's an additional issue as well.
Now, originally
I think my week will be starting with ripping out the drywall on the outside wall of my master bedroom.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay, so this is what you were trying to tell me last week, that there were things going on. It was a rough week. You told me.
It was a rough week, but I mean, the Friday the 13th was like just the shit day where it was.
Is that nadir? Is that a nadir?
Well, it was just like the quick succession of fucked up little things. It was like I got a parking ticket for a meter that I actually fed. I got like an ATM didn't work, and then I had to go back to another one, and then I had to deal with a fraud call because the first ATM thing. It was just like every fucking little thing that was just annoying. But when you describe them, it makes people yawn and roll their eyes about
because they think, hey, suck it up or something like that. But I want to hear about the drywall though.
Just a lot of water got into my walls, and I don't want it to turn into mold. So and the drywall itself got fucked up, and the paint and stuff. So I think I need to strip out the drywall, let the wood dry out. In the meantime, I'm going to fix my roof. And
well, when you say you sound like you this time.
It's not me. No, I have no skills.
You're not going to tear out the drywall because I would hate to see you do that.
No, I'm not. I have a text into a handyman for that.
Do you have sheetrock underneath it?
I think so. I don't know.
True?
I don't know.
I just made up.
I don't know if it's drywall or sheetrock. Frankly,
don't take it all the way down to the studs.
It's going down to the studs, my friend. That's what's happening. Because I got to pull out the fucking wet insulation that will turn into wet, moldy insulation.
Do you know that I know enough about HGTV stuff from watching the shows to be dangerous?
Yeah, that's why a condo's good for you.
No. The condos aren't good. You have a board. I don't know why you recommended it to me.
Because it prevents you from doing anything that you might think.
So which worse? What's worse? When you have a huge thing happen on your very own home, or when you have to deal with politics on the condo board? Which is worse?
Well, I've never had to deal with the politics of a condo board, but
you wouldn't enjoy it, Josh. You would not enjoy it.
I don't think I would. I think you're right in that regard.
It wouldn't be your thing.
I don't like people, so that's a bad start.
Well, here's my theory. I always have felt safer in a condo or an apartment, not on the first floor, but higher than the first floor. I feel like yes, somebody could come in. I have an alarm system, but I feel like you're a little bit more. I feel safer. For some reason.
You've got a sweet spot. You're second floor, right?
Yes.
So you've got someone else has to deal with the roof.
That's right.
Someone else has to deal with the flood on the first floor.
Everything has been cleaned. We have been dry as a bone.
Even though it's the garage that goes in the flood, not really the first floor. But
right. Don't give them too much information.
I put the blueprints on our website.
No.
But the downside of all of that is you have people all around you.
That is the downside. There's no question about it. But I think it's almost scarier to have a crazy neighbor. You have a crazy, at least you can at least hide in a condo somewhat. You get the crazy neighbor, you're going to get shot or you're going to kill him like,
well, who's what the guy? About the crazy neighbor in a condo?
Well, it doesn't seem like you deal. I'm talking about your crazy neighbor next door. You go out. You have to go outside to see them. See,
right? Or you could not go outside.
I don't know. I've had
crazy neighbor in a condo is banging on a wall, banging on the ceiling, banging on the floor.
Yeah, I had that with the guy, and again, if this is what your name is, I'm sorry, but his last name was Dement, and he was.
Wow.
And he would bang on our ceiling, and I would kick the floor a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then I think I put a note on his door. Please stop it with the thing.
Yeah. And did that do it?
No, everybody they're just terrible, especially when you live above somebody. You can't live, in California, they don't have, not only do they have not any insulation, they don't have any, it's like, it's made of popcorn.
Yes. Even marble floors creak out here.
And the weirdest thing here is like, sometimes I can't hear what somebody's saying, what my wife's saying, and sometimes I can hear it like as if she's a foot away and she's down the hall. There's some kind of what's that thing where you whisper on each side and both people hear it? Some kind of thing.
A sound, like it's Spaceland. A sound cauldron.
Yeah, it's space. Like you ever go to Spaceland?
An echo chamber.
Yeah, Echoplex. The Echoplex does have that. They have that upstairs thing where you whisper on one side, and it's bad for me because I'm always talking about people.
All right.
Look at that idiot! I heard you.
Did you hear Kilgariff got $100 million?
$100 million. I'm not jealous at all. I'm not jealous at all. I'm not envious at all. I'm not. What would the $100 million do for me? Nothing. And why even compare someone else's paycheck to yours? It's not relevant.
Unfortunately, she's moved up into a different envy bracket, so she doesn't feel your.
Right, she's a big macher now.
Yeah, I guess so.
We are machers of
we're small
medium.
Machers. Yes.
What's that?
We're small machers.
Why is Yiddish?
We're taste machers.
Why are they ultimately the best language? Yiddish machers. Where else? Do you
because it has disdain built in to it. It has,
and it combines German.
It has unhappiness just like built into the actual
the unhappiness of 3 other languages.
It is onomatopoetically unhappy.
Right. Onomatopoetic means it has a sound. The word sounds like it is.
Right. Like, ugh.
Yes.
Oy.
Now, can you answer this theory that I find fascinating is that people in the UK don't say they say M. And if you listen to our lovely friend from, you weren't with her, M. Leadsom, she says M. They say
no, that's her name. That's her name, Andy.
Oh,
that's what she's saying. She's saying her name.
Okay, I confused 2 anecdotes. But they
also say sort of. It's sort of.
They also spell humor with an O-U-R, which I find so delightful.
Yeah, well, that's a different thing altogether.
That's British.
Yeah, but it means a whole different thing with the U.
What does it mean?
I'm kidding. I don't know.
Oh, you got me going with your acting. And you told me that your acting chops are choppy.
I did.
And look what you did.
I did, and I was very dramatic about it.
Well, so far, ladies and gentlemen, it's 50. Let's see if it's warming up today, downtown Los Angeles. You're listening to Kindler at West Side of the Morning. All right.
Jelvis and the Jew Boy.
Jelvis and the Jew Boy. Oh, God, that made me depressed. Although, because there's something wrong with me, whenever I would go around, and I'm sure all the many of the comics were like this, when they go to the morning zoo jobs to promote the show, I would ask all kinds of questions. Is it good being in radio? Maybe I should go into radio.
Yeah. Where's the free room?
Where's the free room with the free CDs? I was told that you love me to... But that's the thing. Why would someone love me to ask? I could say if they said they don't mind it.
Please hold.
Sure, I'll hold.
I'm sorry.
Beautiful. Do you have people over there doing work?
No, I have a wife.
Oh, but you talked to her like you had no idea who she was. Oh, yeah, I think you should take that. We have 3 of them left. What are you scared of, Josh? What are you scared of?
I'm scared of strife.
Hey, if I knew it was going to be nowhere, why don't you give me a signal? I told you, use your hand signs. This is what I thought would be so great when we could see each other.
Yeah.
No, yes. Let's go to the questions. What do you think?
Why are we here? Oh, the listener question.
Oh, you mean those kind of questions? Yes. Let me ask you a question. I know you hate when I ask you a question.
No, I like the good ones.
No, that's not going to happen. Billy Joel is going to be. I'm not. And I don't make fun of the old. He's 125 years old. Who would pay to go to some concert there? Hey, rock and roll to me. He's 90, and also, what makes me angry? He already did his Shea Stadium farewell tour.
Yeah, he's not touring. He just has his Madison Square Garden residency.
Oh, okay, that's different then. Doesn't he ever get tired of playing those songs? Here's what I think is Billy Joel is going to be one of these people that we argue about for centuries.
I'm not going to argue with him about him because I don't.
But you do like him.
I like a lot of Billy Joel songs, but I don't. It's not like he's on my Mount Rushmore. But
here's my gripe, which we maybe have dealt with before, that he plays a lot of his songs.
By the way, he's merely 7 years older than you.
But my question to you is, he seems to adopt types of music depending on the song. And that is weird to me. Ooh, wah, ya, ooh, 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 ya. It's like, no. If I wanted to hear a doo-wop guy, I'll go to the doo-wop. Why are you giving me your impression?
But that was a whole album of throwback type songs.
Yeah, that sounds terrible to me.
Okay, I understand.
You mean they were like, were there like songs with doing the Charleston? Did he go back to the Charleston?
No, just the 50s.
What else?
Just the 50s, Andy.
Oh, it was all 50s? Okay, name me one more song from that album that I could know. Maybe you can't remember.
There was The Longest Time, which you hate so much.
Ooh,
there was Tell Her About It. There was Uptown Girl.
Here's my argument. Uptown Girl is not a 50s song. It sounds like a regular song. I guess you're right. Boo doo doo da 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 da. See how he ruins the Four Seasons on his way to parodying the time period. I'm trying to get my anger on, Josh.
Get it on, but I don't have any. I'm not ride or die. I don't have.
No, I have mixed feelings about him anyway. Like I love the song where he goes, what is it with the where he sings with Ray Charles. I thought that was pretty.
Well, but that's exactly what you were just
exactly
attacking him for.
And I have a warm spot for it. And it could be urine. Josh, I'm doing better than normal today, but you can't say it's good.
No, you're not.
You think this is
No, it's good.
Best?
No, it's good. It's really good. It was the urine. I was still.
Were you putting me down?
I was still hurting from urine.
Have you watched? And I haven't. This makes me angry that I haven't watched this yet, but I plan to watch it. The Rolling Thunder review.
I did watch it. I think that's where that's where Mean Bob Dylan came from. I'm pretty sure.
But I hear there's some great interviews in that movie.
There's okay. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. But there's some fake. Is Ronaldo and Clara in that movie?
I don't remember.
You know who Ronaldo and Clara are?
Not enough to remember.
It's the one movie Dylan made. He made a movie called Ronaldo and Clara. Which was a full-length movie.
That he directed?
I don't know I think he did. I think he did the whole thing. He starred in it.
Because he was also in the Billy the Kid and
oh yeah, but that was Peckinpah.
Yeah.
I don't think Peckinpah. I don't think he directed.
I was just disputing your one movie theory.
You goddamn. What's this fucking idiot trying to pull on me? Like, people love Sam Peckinpah, and I feel like I missed the boat on him. Do you like his movies?
I haven't seen a lot of them, but I mean, I like them because they're
intense.
They're a guy's style. I like that it's there's an auteurness about them that I like.
And that's a great song, Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Sure.
Oh God! And we'll be back with Mr. Obvious in a couple of minutes. You know what's good? Have you listened to any of the Beatles? They're good.
They're
very, very
good. They're pretty good. Yes.
Okay, just thought it just tip from Kindler. I'm not going to say it. I'm not saying it, and you're not going to hang up on me.
I might hang up on you. I might very well hang up on you.
You can't because you started earlier. You're late today. You're 3 minutes late. I don't hold it against you. Josh was 3 minutes late. Hey, I was right on time. Who?
You know what, Andy? Put it on my account.
Just for me. Sometimes it's easy to believe on a cool, crisp day when everything's okay. It's how it's meant to be. I wanna notice everything. The grass 100 shades of green, and the leaves have turned to brown. They're scattered all around like an autumn colored dream. If the sky falls down, you'll be closer to the stars, knowing everything we'd ever wanted was ours. There's 1,000 ways to fall, maybe none of them is wise. Since the choice is ours, not just some higher powers, why should we be surprised? Did you do just for me? Two birds floating on a breeze. And it doesn't matter why, I love to watch them fly and feel their harmony. Did you do just for me? Sometimes it's easy to believe on a cool, crisp day when everything's okay. It's how it's meant to be. Did you do it just for me? Two birds floating on a breeze, and it doesn't matter why. I love to watch them fly and feel their harmony. Did you do it just for me? Did you do it just for me?
How's it going, man? I'm the new guy. You can't see. I'm coming for you, Josh. I don't think it's going to be good today, Josh.
I don't feel good already.
I think you should call me when I'm not so groggy. I'm very groggy. I don't understand it. I don't know what I took or what I didn't take. Maybe I didn't take something.
I doubt that.
Oh, that one got in. The others weren't so painful. His last one got in. Oh, he hurt me to the quick. That one got in. I wonder how long he's going to let me sing horrible songs with the goal of getting them into the show. I want a little bumper. Can't you make a bumper for me? You won't make a bumper out of this because it's so out of tune. Yeah.
65 degrees here.
65 degrees. I just saw, people tell people today, I saw Josh's walls. I've been telling him for years, he's got to take the walls down. Take them down.
That's right.
But he would not listen to me. And then finally, he had to do it. Because in a certain way, the moisture from his soul. All right, I'm done with that bit. Now, can you take it over?
Yeah. Let's go to questions. Oh, sorry.
No, I have more. I have some of the best pre-letter material in the business today.
Yeah. No, I got a big wall of my the whole outside wall of my very large bedroom is very stripped. Very stripped down to the studs right now.
Think Phil Spector, as we say.
Yes.
It's the wall of destruction.
Yes.
You showed me a picture. I can't even recognize it. It looks like a bar. It looks 12 times bigger than your house.
It's a big room.
Hold on, Josh. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Hold on, Josh. Okay. She's getting comfortable.
Are you having a Seder with the pillow behind you like this?
Elijah, shut the fuck up. It's unbelievable. One year, you open up the thing. You don't even think he's going to show up, right? They go hold it up for Elijah. Boom. He moves in. Now he's on my couch. He says he's the biblical Elijah. Do you believe that? Gee, I hope my pre-show bits go away. What do you think?
Are we still pre-show?
No. My opening show salvos, I like to call them.
Ah, okay.
I think I always, no matter what I do, I say, Andy, just answer the phone today and just go, hello. Don't do a bit about it. No. Nope. Vaudeville's coming. Every time it has, I go, hey, I'm going to try this one. Hello. Hi. No, you don't get it. Hello. I do get it. You can't get into a conversation without, no, I'm the guy who has a funny voice. Talk to me. This is the way Adam Sandler got started, I think.
I think it is.
Oh, okay. I'm really in the mood to do my Adam Sandler. Oh, and had a gun,
Except he had Apatow egging him on. You have no one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Look, you know what? I appreciate you not trying to grab a hold of my coattails in this business. That's the only thing I'm really, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm so afraid to say anything. People think they want something from me.
I'm more of a grab you by the lapels kind of guy.
We didn't live either we dodged that bullet or we didn't live through that time period where we could throw a guy up against the wall with his jacket things.
I think we just didn't take advantage of it.
Can you imagine if either one of us had been in a business where you have more suits. You have enough suits to go into business.
I could get through the first week of business, probably. Not with no repeats, but.
I woke up today. I'm afraid, I'm amazed how well I'm doing so far. Amazed.
Really?
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Considering how I felt, I woke up at 9:30 today, and I felt like I'd been hit over the head with a rog.
A rog?
A lock.
Ah.
And so I can't do it. I can't do the show today. So I said, I can't do the show. No, I didn't say I couldn't do the show today, but I was like, call up and say, because I feel drunk. I feel hot. First of all, I've been smoking enough pot in my life that I think I could take off a couple of years and I'd still be buzzed.
Did you take like a late night edible or something?
No, it sounds that way. That's it. So I got up and I go, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. So I took a nausea pill immediately. That's the way you do it. Even if you're not nauseous, take it because you don't want that.
What is the nausea pill you took?
Zofran.
Ah.
You ever taken it? It works.
No, but I know people who've taken it on chemo.
You know, I hear this all the time that people are taking the drugs that I'm taking for because they really need it.
Yeah. You're just like in buffet mode.
Well, no, I was talking to this person. They were talking to me about that they couldn't get CBD in their state. So no, they couldn't get THC in their state.
Yeah.
So they were doing CBD alone. I was just saying it's kind of sad because I think CBD mostly works with the THC, especially for nausea, because that's the way it gives you the munchies. So that's how the marijuana works. Look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, Josh. Well, first of all, I think you're upset now. And I can tell people, no matter what he's saying, he's giving me the finger like this because he's going, why would you bring up chemotherapy, you stupid,
I brought it up. I brought up chemotherapy.
Okay, I feel better. Right? So, no, but my theory is wrong. That when I get the munchies, I feel like that's what's great. That's what pot helps cancer patients because it makes you, if you get to feel hungry. I don't know what technically the thing is.
I mean, I think that's true for some. I think it stimulates appetite for some of them. I think some it just quells nausea. Some it just relaxes them.
Oh, okay. You always have the thing I love about what you do is you bring a multi-dimensional viewpoint to things. I don't know what the hell. I always go, oh, it makes you give the munchies. That's why I wasn't a doctor. That reason alone.
That is it.
Do you fancy yourself that you could have done? I mean, not fancy yourself, but you kind of tell yourself, I probably could have done most jobs, right?
I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm starting to do less of that now.
I don't, because I hate school so much.
True.
And I always hated school. And so any of those highly degreed professions, it's pretty hard for me to picture myself in them.
Yes. And I don't know that, see, I don't want to, as you know, I'm a very lithe or loathe. I'm lithe as a person, but loathe to say I can't do something. I can do anything. But then as I've gotten older, I've put certain provisos on it. You don't tell people you can do anything. You don't mean you could be a ballet person. No, but if it's something that requires, God, this is either the most boring topic I've ever talked about, or I'm talking about it, or the fact that I can't wake up very well, we all have to pay.
Yeah. It feels like the latter, but go ahead.
I like the new matter of fact, you're an asshole character from Josh Elvis Weinstein because it takes out all of the, it takes the juice of the anger towards me out.
Yeah, there's no anger. It's just an accepted fact. We just, yes. It's a stipulation.
I got a new thing I'm very excited about. Can you see it?
What is that?
It's an anchor circle thing. It's an anchor thing. You stick it in the where the thing goes. What is that called? USB-C or whatever. And then you just put your phone. Oh, my phone's not doing well. Boom, put it right on top.
Oh, okay.
I got it for Christmas.
I have one of those, but it's the Apple version.
Susan didn't get me the Apple version. You know why?
Because she's cheap. Cheap.
I couldn't even believe it. She was like, on Christmas morning, she was walking around going, listen, I got you something. I got the cheaper version. I hope people don't think, and that makes me Jewish, or it's a Jewish thing. Why pay $30 when you can pay $15 to Anchor?
Right. You were in stocking stuffer mode, and this is a little better.
No, that was my best.
Than that. This is a little better than stocking stuffer.
We only and honoring the brutal youth that I had, which I think was the name of Elvis Costello.
It was.
We honor it. We honor all that I've gone through. I forgot what I was talking about. Okay, so here's another thing that happened, Josh. And I know you're going to think my mind is all over the place, but I thought there was something that your your windscreen, I thought there was like a big divot in it. And I was like, I look at that idiot, he's got a divot in his windscreen, and I go like that. Boom, comes right off the thing. It's not. It's a piece of...
You had smudge on your screen.
A smudge. Yeah. And I was judging you for 10 minutes. That guy doesn't even change his windscreens.
That's the same one I gave you 5 years ago, right?
No. I have a whole box of... I have a box now of 15. I'm not using them until I need it. I like the hard crustiness of a... Okay, I'm not going the route because I know if I go this route, you go further into the route of talking like a bad boy.
That's right.
65 degrees downtown Los Angeles.
We'll see how next week goes. We might have issues next week with roof banging.
I don't want to drum. No, I don't want to work. I just want to bang on my roof all day. Go ahead, folks. Say anything, and I'll make it into a bad song. Get us out of this, Josh, because I know I'm going to get... Here's my goal today.
Yeah.
I feel groggy.
Okay.
I feel a little bit like I could either die or just go away. And I want to get... I know I want to get to those questions.
Okay, just repeat after me.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, that was too slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen to my cadence.
Let me try it on my own. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Too fast.
1, 2,
no,
3.
Listen to my cadence. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
It's time for questions. What do you want to know? We love your questions so much. It's half our show. Half our show.
Okay, but how about the fact that everybody hacks has COVID? I can't mention that before the show. Yeah. Everyone has COVID. I dodged a bullet, and
Good
the bullet. You know how upset I would have fucking been if I gave it to my wife, and she's like,
very.
Oh, hold on, Josh. Hold on, I check. Susan's wheezing, and she can't get air into her lungs.
Mister, I'm never working again unless someone asks.
That was my dream show. Yeah. I wanted the show, and guess what happened to the show now?
It got better because you were on it?
Pause production. I would have missed the gig.
It got shut down for COVID?
I would have missed the gig. If it was a week later, they wouldn't. It's not like whenever we get back up and we know there's no more COVID, we got to call Kindler. So I dodged a bullet, but yet I feel
like did it like spread through the whole crew and cast?
I think a lot of people there have it.
Wow.
I got contact tracing calls too.
You were apparently below the mist.
Well, let me tell you something. I think this is a little bit funny, but don't tell Patton this, and don't let him listen to the show.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the politics of it, but they keep asking you who you were around there, right? So, I'm a stand-up guy. I don't throw anybody under the bus, right?
Right.
So they start mentioning names. They go, Patton Oswalt. Yes, he was there. He was coughing up a storm on Wednesday. Yeah, Patton was there. So I didn't throw him under the bus, but I would have thrown him under the bus so fast.
Sure.
He was there giving out COVID before the show. He did not get it.
He was doing audience warm-up, giving free COVID to everybody.
But the Golden Globes was the spreader event.
Yeah.
And there's an article about it, too.
Right. No, I know a lot of people got it at the Globes. So that's what it was? It was the people who went to the Globes?
Yes, and then they weren't. But I don't understand that. This is what I was telling the people. The woman called me and goes, all right, were you around these people? Every one of them I was around. Yeah. Okay, you're safe to go. Now, the other thing they did was there were 2 names in there that I didn't recognize. So is it one of those things? We're going to give you names you thought.
To see what kind of liar Cantone. You are? Yeah. Mario Cantone, Patton Oswalt, Fran Tarkington.
You don't know. That's right. That's right. Willie Mays. You don't know what mood I would have been in had I had COVID right now.
It would have been good radio. It would have been the drama. The drama would have been a kick in our ass, but I wouldn't wish it on you for that.
Do you think I'd miss a show? That's the only thing I don't.
I think you would have. I think you do.
No,
I do think you would have.
I was ready to call in sick today.
I know.
I've never called. Have I called in sick ever? I don't know, it sounds like
I think we both have not felt good a couple times.
Pickle says, I think Mick Jagger is cool. I just used Mick Jagger. I name dropped Mick Jagger to say that he hates when I name drop.
Huh.
I think he's cool, but I don't wake up in the morning with my thought spiral questions and think of Mick Jagger being cool. That's not what I think of.
I think Keith is cooler than Mick.
That seems to jibe. Mick Jagger's like one of those guys who at the party is like, all right, everybody out of my room. I keep thinking if I launch into an elaborate or any bit that my British accent will come to me. Hello.
Yeah, that's the fun part of impressions for me is when I just go for it and it either comes out or doesn't. But I'm always pleasantly surprised when it comes out.
Well, you got the ear. Don't bullshit me. You got the ear of Solomon.
What?
Which means he cut it in half.
Yes.
I'm amazed that you
half
can
an impression.
Dan Marsh says, too late. Dan Marsh says, this is my new Andy Kindler. If he doesn't come in, boom, I'm in.
It turns me on if you bully me.
Don't say that. I joke about being attracted to you, but I don't mean it real. Dan Marsh, and that's not an anti-gay thing. If you're horny for Josh, that's perfect. Dan Marsh says, hey guys, what books by comedians have you read? Which were the best and worst? And have you ever thought about writing in long form like that for yourself?
Do you think you're helping us by reading it in that fast
go ahead,
thing that
you
doesn't actually land? Is it helping?
You should ask the questions. I sound like a drunk baby.
How is that helping?
Dan Marsh says,
hey guys,
take it over, Josh.
What books by comedians have you read? Which were the best and worst? And have you ever thought about writing in long form like that yourself?
I've tried to write things, Josh, and I don't do them. I haven't done the classic shtick where you take the 40,000 or the 30,000 or the 20,000 and you give it back. So I can't do it. But I just have not a writer's block. I have a work allergy to it.
You're not a buckle down guy.
You don't give the impression that I'm not here. I'm not a stand-up guy.
I didn't say you're not a stand-up guy.
Am I a Gibbs 110% guy?
No, you never are.
Okay, good. Just wanted to clarify.
The Born Standing Up by Steve Martin is probably my favorite stand-up book.
Oh yeah, that was a good. I agree.
I mean, I've read a lot of books by comedians. Not a lot of them have stuck with me, I have to say. Some
stick with me because they're funny to me.
Like
when hi babe, it's not this babe, Belzer. When Belzer wrote a book about comedy, and it was pretty funny. He had different forms of comedy, and the therapy. They always talk about going to the therapist, and then one of his examples was, even my dick is in therapy. Yeah. If you want to go really blue with it.
And that was a lot. He wrote that book in like 1989 or 90.
Isn't that? I mean, I've lived a long.
He did a press tour where he was go on like TV shows with local comics and stuff. Because I remember I was invited to do that in Minneapolis when he came to town, and I think it was like Yom Kippur or something, and I couldn't do it. That would have been. You would have normally gone though, right? Yeah, for sure I would have. I was always scared of Richard Belzer when he turned out to be very sweet. Like, I'm sure you Diane Nichols, who's a personal friend. No, I said Diane Nichols is a friend of mine. She's and she used to be a comic. She was on Johnny Carson and other shows. Her, yeah. So she said to me that one time she went up to Richard Belzer at a club or something. She goes, "Hey, how you doing tonight, Richard?" He goes, "Just being the bells, babe. Just being the bells." It was a full-time job. Walt, how do you say Walt Nuther? Walt Nuther. He gave a pronunciation guide for you specifically. It was for me, right? It is for you. It's like he's like, I hope that idiot doesn't read my question, but if he does, I'm going to really try and help. He totally phonetically spelled it out for you. Walt Nauta. That's what he's claiming it is, but Nauta. He has two L's. Nauta.
Walt Norder. Walt Norder. Is that the name of the guy who works for Trump?
Yes.
Okay, then all this time I was trying to do a pun out of it. It's not. It's just his name. Walt Norder says, complete the sentence. I have not seen a single movie by. That's a good question.
It is. It stumped me.
Um,
There's plenty of people I haven't seen a single movie by. But
I'd like to say Christopher Columbus. I'm
trying to find one that would embarrass me.
Oh. I've never seen a movie by Tyler Perry.
I've never seen a whole movie by Tyler Perry either. Yeah, that's a good one.
I love any time a man dresses up like a woman for 2 hours and does a hacky character.
Yeah.
Like imagine if your grandmother was just like in your face. She wasn't just your grandmother. She was also, hey, I'm not going to do any voices or anything close.
Thank you.
Tweet, 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 ba-diddle, diddle, dee, tweet, ba-diddle, biddle, boo, 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 woo, woo, woo. Oh, is that how you get the, what's that thing you get your voice? Yeah, but can you do the vibrato? But a little more Buffy St. Marie.
Huh?
A little more Buffy St. Marie.
That's more Yoko, I think.
Tweet Bahar says, if I ever get a terminal diagnosis from a doctor, I hope I'm not... Go ahead.
If I ever get a terminal diagnosis from a doctor, I hope I'm cool enough to think, looks like the club owner is giving me the light.
Oh, I think we all fantasize that when we're given the news, we're going to say something clever, like Walter Matthau supposedly said to Jack Lemmon after he fell many stories. And Jack Lemmon said, are you comfortable? And he says, I make a nice living. He was doing the old joke, but the point is he was doing the joke when he was near death.
Yeah.
Probably didn't happen, but it sounds great.
He fell many stories?
He fell many stories. He fell on the set of the movie they were working on.
Yeah.
And so the story is that he was lying. They thought he was dead. And Jack Lemmon asked him, for whatever reason, are you comfortable while while the ambulances are on the way? I make a nice living. Walter Matthau cracks right back. I don't know if that's true.
Was this Buddy Buddy, I wonder? Because there was a ledge scene in that.
I don't know that movie. What's Buddy Buddy?
It was early 80s. I think it was Billy Wilder's last movie.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, I think it was Walter Matthau plays a hitman who's supposed to kill Lemon, and they end up together somehow.
I want to say this was on the set of The Fortune Cookie, only because I want to say it. I don't know if it was.
Could be. Which would be ironic since Lemon was the one in casts and stuff.
Well, whatever it is, it could obviously be apocryphal.
It could be. But I've heard the story in some form. I never heard it necessarily as Walter Matthau lying down. But
we were talking. I was talking to this person, and we talked about asbestos testing. Asbestos testing. And then after they said asbestos testing, they said asbestos a couple of times. I kept making it like, stop saying asbestos. Stop saying asbestos. I was making I will do as best as we can. I said, you said asbestos again, and oh my God, did I laugh. That's funny stuff. And it's a funny story, too, to relate to you how funny I am off camera.
Mostly it's just well told.
What is that? A story well told. Hey, you know what? Kindler's back. B.D. West. Now, this is the way questions should be read. B.D. West says there was nothing funnier than a comedian. Okay, sorry. There's nothing funnier than a comedian taking his shirt off. I don't even have to ask. Am I right? Or Amarillo? I like that, B.D. West. Amarillo? Where in the archives can I find your shirtless appearance, Josh and Andy? This question comes up a lot. We did a show naked in a jacuzzi. It was one of our first shows.
Right.
And I kept insisting that Josh hug me throughout the entire ordeal.
And then I got out and threw a toaster in.
Do you think that would do it? I mean, and what would your defense be? I have fucking no idea. Why would I bring a toaster into the bed? I mean, it sounds crazy. Why would I electrocute my closest friend?
Wow.
Yeah, it's rough.
It ain't rough. Easy. It is rough.
We did no shirtless appearances. I've never been I've never felt like I could do a whole show without a shirt on. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's really kind of one of my self-consciousness third rails.
I think it's most people who have no upper body. You know what I'm saying? Who have no, I don't mean you don't have an upper body, but you don't have a washboard stomach.
I actually do. It's just covered by fat. But I do actually have, you can actually see my abs through the fat.
Well, is this something that you're arranging that we can all see, or is it just something you enjoy?
No, just describing, so you don't have to see it.
Doesn't sound appealing. You know what? Cancel my ribs.
I've got a six-pack, but it's in a cozy.
I don't want to say that I don't look like I work out, but I have an actual six-pack in my stomach.
I've been
literally.
I think I have gotten back to this is, I think, something that fitness professionals should actually use is get those pre-pandemic abs. And I think I'm back to my pre-pandemic levels of ab strength now.
Wow. And I would like to make an announcement that I hope will annoy not just Josh, but everybody else. And under the category of stop bragging or whatever it is you think you're doing. I weigh, for the first time in my life, except from when I was a kid, 154 pounds. I've lost 20 pounds from my
peak
heaviest, which is 174, and I've done it with walking.
Also, that drug that makes you lose weight.
Oh, that one's good too. I take it before the food. I take it after the food.
That drug that people are literally getting prescriptions for just to lose weight.
Oh, you're talking about semi-glutide, like in Ozempic, is what you're talking about.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, this is something, folks. Don't play with this stuff. I happen to be a diabetic expert. I have type 2 diabetes. I have it.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it. Don't play with that stuff. No, I will say that I was on Invokana, which was a cousin, I think, to that kind of, and I didn't enjoy it the way it made me feel.
Yeah.
And then also you'll gain the weight back when you stop. And also they're now saying that metformin, which I take for diabetes, is will prolong your life. Is a life. So I'm going from someone who's
maybe you should start having one worth living.
Oh, that one. God, I'm sorry. Usually I'm pretty good about no acting for me. You got me. So do we answer the question on that? Yeah, no shirt. No shirts, no shoes. No shirt, no service.
Right. BD West also says the inimitable Schnitzer Concert Hall in Portland has hosted the likes of Itzhak Perlman, Bob Dylan, Emo Phillips, Brian Regan, David Sedaris, Fran Lebowitz, and Mystery Science Theater 3000 in the past year. And now Chris D'Elia? Wait. Yeah, just wait, he says.
I don't think that sounds like a good booking to me.
I think you probably could have kept a few off that list to keep the gravitas a little higher. But
oh yeah, like you mean off of it?
Like Brian Regan, MST 3000 probably could have come off. Maybe even Emo. If you had Itzhak Perlman, Bob Dylan, maybe Fran Lebowitz.
Oh, you're saying they're not they're not as big as.
I'm saying I'm saying that there was some prestige undermining before we got to the final point. Yes.
Yeah, but I think I like all those people.
But nonetheless, I don't think. Yeah, I think it's probably time for theaters to stop booking Chris D'Elia.
Yes, yes. Are they? It's unbelievable that here's what people, when they're faced with the allegations of anything, and then they're faced with the alternative, their money. They go, the guy with people say he did this, and they go, "Have you seen our ticket sales? The guys were selling them out." Is that what they're claiming, that they just can't give him up because he's such a moneymaker?
I have no idea what they're claiming. I think they're mostly not claiming. I think they mostly
I
think they just quietly do their thing.
Excellent
and
point.
Ignore the Twitter complaints,
hoping that nobody picks up on their stuff.
Right.
Oh, David Crosby died last night, sadly.
Yes.
And I have met David Crosby. I even talked about it because I turn everything into me in a way.
Right. I have as well.
Yes, you talked. What did you talk about? What was I forgot your story because I was so involved in mine.
When I had to lie directly to the face of Crosby, Stills, and Nash and tell them that, I'm sorry, we had really bad audio issues on that first take of In My Life.
Have you told? Oh, that's
that you sang horribly, terribly.
You told me the story before, right?
Yes. And so
Was it all David Crosby, or they were all off?
I just watched, because he died yesterday, I just found the actual performance on YouTube that I was talking about.
It's on TV. It was on TV?
Yeah, it was on Later with Greg Kinnear.
I thought you wouldn't. I thought maybe you said, "Oh, sorry, we couldn't do it."
No,
you sound terrible.
No, we had them go back and do it a second time.
Did they complain?
While blaming ourselves. They were a little grumbly, but I think they knew that it sucked, and I think they were secretly glad they had a second shot.
Was the second shot better?
It was better, but I just watched it, and it still wasn't strong. But it was better.
Because they had the greatest...
And I do think Crosby was the problem in this case. This was like 94, so he wasn't fully back yet.
Right.
And he was singing weak, so his voice, but it was, I remember the first take being just like, what the fuck?
What was the
Crosby,
song?
Stills, and Nash. It was In My Life by the Beatles.
Oh, well, they're not even doing one of their songs. That's not such a good thing. No. Because there's great harmony.
But I was sort of heartened when I saw in that Crosby documentary, they showed that scene of them singing Silent Night at the White House, which was just like unbelievably bad as well. Like where people started laughing and then stopped themselves because they realized it wasn't a joke.
Well, the thing that's weird about that is that there could be no greater singers in terms of their voices.
No, but I think if looking at this thing, it didn't seem like Crosby was that well mic'd, or he wasn't getting in the mix well enough.
Right.
I think Stills was Stills was singing lead, and he wasn't exactly on point himself.
Got it.
And I know that Stills is totally deaf too now, but this was 94. So
wow.
But whatever the case, it was like I had to go. I like ran into the control room. Like, am I the only one?
Were you the only one?
No, they were already huddled at the time.
You were like, look, if maybe everyone is tone deaf,
but for some reason, I ended up being the guy out in the hall, minding them while they pretended to fix the audio problem. Because I looked at it that date, and I wasn't even the head writer yet. I was just a staff writer.
You guys just lied, is what you did.
Huh?
You just totally lied.
Totally lied, yeah. What else could you do? Go to Crosby, Stills, and Nash and go, guys, that was terrible.
And as you know, that happened. I mean, I know I hate to compare myself to everything, but that's what happened with the Comedy Central special that I taped. They claimed they lost. To this day, they claim they lost my tape.
Yeah.
On the Comics Who Kill thing. I had maybe the worst I've ever had in my life.
Right.
And they said, we can't even believe it. We've lost the actual footage. Jerry Kramer. Remember Jerry Kramer?
Yeah.
You do?
I remember the name. I don't remember.
Yeah, he produced a lot of. He produced Janine Garofalo's comedy product. It was called, and I remember having arguments with him because he wanted nobody to use a microphone. He thought that would be the most alternative thing that we could do. Now it turns out that once you get used to not working with a microphone, I'm talking about like right now, not then.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind not having a microphone, but back then it was like I remember saying to him, I think the only thing
it's like taking a bottle away from a baby.
Yeah, it's like I said to him, I hate most stand up. The only thing I like is the microphone. I was trying to pitch, I think it was one of the things like, why are you pitching? That's not the way to get the show, and you're just making a big argument for everybody. But I got what he was saying in retrospect, but I still think it was a minor thing to try and get people to do, like not a smart thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to take away your guitar now.
Yeah, that's the thing is, anything that's going to undermine the comfort of the performers at the last minute, is not a smart move.
Plus, he wasn't the most alternative guy you've ever seen, Jerry Kramer.
Yeah.
So, I think we put him off.
Stephen L.D.8 says, gents, is there a food you have never tried that you are sure you don't like and will never try? I don't know. There's some organ meats I probably haven't tried.
Oh, blowfish is the classic. I would never try that.
But I'm not sure I don't like blowfish.
That's a good point. Right. You just don't want to die.
I don't want to risk death for blowfish, even if it's super good. So, isn't that pufferfish?
Oh, I don't know. I think you're right.
Pufferfish. But like anything that's like desserts are easy for me to go. Like I hate wet cake. Like I hate cake with like fruit filling that makes the cake around it wet. It just grosses me out. So there's like British desserts like spotted dick and things like that you just don't.
Well, also, I mean, there's things like I see that Spam is making a comeback or something. I would never eat. I've had Spam.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely awful. And I know that you're probably going to try and dissuade me that in certain places.
Don't knock it till you fry it.
It just is like it's questionable meat. Isn't that what it is? It's like the lowest. It's like the.
It's like it's basically like the inside of a hot dog formed into a different shape.
All right, now I'll give it a shot.
Flavored more like ham.
M.O. Mark says, I love that name. M.O. Mark says, I've been listening to a lot of music from the mid-'90s that I heard as a tween teen, and it makes me feel very nostalgic. Do you guys have any artists or albums that hit you with nostalgia? Absolutely. When I hear it, but it's a song that I think wasn't ultimately a great song anyway, but it makes me nostalgic is the song Cherish when I hear that song.
By the Association?
Is that who it was?
Cherish?
Yeah.
It's not Cherish.
And
it's Cherish.
It's nostalgic because it depicts a guy claiming that he's insane. He's stalking this woman.
The word that I use to describe that one?
Yeah. All the feelings that I have. And so here's the song. The gist of the song is, I would love it if you fell in love with me, and I would not be like all these other people who just want you. I get you. I know you. I would idolize you. I would worship you.
So it's a stalker song.
Exactly. One of the early ones that were good, that were fun. Don't call me Boopsie.
The thing that makes let me just answer. Let me answer. Just because.
But why don't you answer?
Not that Cherish isn't a great comprehensive answer, but I mentioned this I think a couple weeks ago. Violent Femmes' first album is very puts me in a very teenage place. Like one of the few good teenage places I can go to. And also I found that watching MTV Classic will do like their 80s blocks late at night. Oh. And I find that watching 80s videos, which I did, constantly at the time in junior high and stuff, that puts me right back in my parents' basement watching MTV.
Oh, man. I think specifically the one where Rod Stewart is singing like, oh, baby, what you gonna do? I apologize. Don't call me Boop. She says, are either of you watching Paul T. Goldman on Peacock? Give it a try. Is it true crime? Is it a mockumentary? Is it a collection of one man's illusions? I have no idea, but it's damn compelling. You're talking about a show I want to see. I will see. It looks very, very funny to me.
Is it called Paul T. Goldman? Is that the name of the show?
It is. I think so. I think it's like that. But he has lines like Scotty, like mixed metaphor type things. Like he goes, Scotty, beam me up, but then it's a Star Wars reference. And he looks very earnest. It looks very funny to me, and I don't know if it is, but the previews make me want to watch it.
Jason Parton,
You're welcome, everyone.
Jason Parton, the Night Stalker, says, Jelvis, Spike, mostly Jelvis, would you all be cool if I used that mid-episode music from the last episode in my live streams for break time once in a while? I'll promote you, get you that 2 to 5 listener bump, have your people call my not people. I'm a little torn about this. I would prefer you didn't, I have to say, because it's the flavor of our show.
But what is his show? We don't know.
It's his podcast.
What's his show?
It's his podcast that he's invited you on to constantly for 3 years.
And I haven't done it?
You have not.
Jason, ask me again. Have you done it?
Yes.
Why wouldn't I do his podcast? What was the premise?
Because you're rude. You're rude.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Jason. And
is that wrong of me? Is that wrong of me to have that attitude?
I don't know. I can't figure it out. It feels like they'd be be enjoyable. What's the downsides? They'll think that his show's thought spiral, or is it that it's uncredited, or that it's our show's music?
It's that it's our show's music. That's my issue. Is that
I didn't have the same reaction, but I didn't like your reaction. Didn't make me go, "What?"
Well, you didn't make the music, so nor do you know what he's talking about.
I do know what he's talking about.
Which one?
I don't like TV. It's the commercials that bother me.
No.
TV's
Nope.
very fine.
No.
I just wanted to sing that song. Dan Marsh is back. Have you read your own Wikipedia pages? I have, but not in a long time. Have you?
I have, and again, not in a long time. Mostly because I had like when we started doing a cinematic Titanic, I had a real streak of looking for everything, for every comment about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I just wore myself out. And the thing was, it wasn't even like mean comments upset me and nice comments excited me. I just wanted to see everything.
Right.
But it's been a couple of years.
Yeah.
Since I've it's literally been at least 2 years since I've seen my Wikipedia page.
Why can't I keep my
now
thing?
I'm curious.
Yeah, I am curious now to see what's. Why can't I keep? Why? Okay, I see where we are. Yes, I don't read. First of all, my Wikipedia page is short. You see, everybody loves Raymond. He's the guy who was from the show. Nobody's ever been interested in me enough to cause a product that made me angry about them.
Huh?
Exactly. Jason Parton, the Night Stalker Parton. God damn it. I've got a sport nickname. I've got a sport nickname idea for old Spike. Andy, this goes back to last week's show. That's sad that people have to say that. How about Spike the Lancet Kindler? Ooh, I like Lancet, although I think of the actual magazine Lancet.
That kills it.
That kills it right there.
Stephen L. Nates is back to say, Doomsday, the Purple People Eaters, the Fearsome Foursome, no name, great nicknames for great defenses, or parts thereof. How do we feel about the Sack Exchange?
I liked it when it first came out. It was Gastineau, and I can't remember the other guy's name, who was the big Sack Exchange. I thought we were going to be
like
not only win the Super Bowl.
Matuzak or something?
No. What was the first name I say? Gastineau and Schmagegi. And they were so great. And I really did think that they were going to, but it was so short-lived or lived. It was so short-lived.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had maybe for a couple of weeks, like the Sack Exchange is back. Watch out, everybody. It's like you're on Wall Street and you're going to get sacked by the Sack Exchange. And I can't remember the other guy who was. I don't even remember Mark Gastineau. As I'm saying it, I do remember him. Was a big fan of Mark Gastineau. He had a mustache.
Unfortunately, the offensive line was known as the Holding Company.
I don't want to say that our offensive line was weak, but okay. Well, you said something funny. Why didn't I just let it go?
It's your way. Richard Cole says, "Hey, Josh, I'm going out on a first date with a woman who has a kid. I've known her for close to a year and met her kid a couple of times. We're going to see a band we both love. Her kid's not coming with us. Any tips on how to proceed? She might be the one. Hi, Spike."
Hi, Richard Cole. I'm going to cede my usual nonsense to my host, Joe.
First of all, let me just say, well, he asked me, so you don't really have to cede it.
I'm happy to give you the floor.
No, he asked me. He specifically said.
Oh, I got it now.
First of all, let me just say this is my kind of question, where there's actual advice
things you can do.
There's actual advice.
Yes.
I have no advice. No, I'm just kidding. I think you obviously the fact that you're comfortable with her and have been friends for a year is a very good sign. I would just say don't try too hard with the kid. Let her lead with how much she wants you to interact with her kid. And when you're with him, don't try to be parental. Just be cool.
That would be the worst decision. Get the fuck down. Sit down, fuck face.
No,
you don't do that.
Treat him like a nephew. And,
yes.
And be the cool. I mean, this is, you have to be the cool uncle in that scenario, but
Right.
Yeah, but don't try to get to her through the kid.
No, it's not going to work.
Don't try too hard with the kid. Let the kid come to you. Just be open and and fun.
What I do with kids like that is I go with the reverse psychology. I try to be annoying And then they say, funny one, Andy. Now I know that what it would be like if you really were a horrible human being.
Andy's looking for the kid who goes, I can fix him.
Look at that. Here's me if I had to fake laugh on demand. A good one, Josh. All right, sorry.
Johnny Whoops says, Andy, can you persuade me to purchase a Magnavox all-in-one stereo integrated audio system as you did in the 70s?
Boy, that is a tough ask. I could do it if there were no other ones being sold, but I was a big fan of components. I never liked I don't like anything that's all in one. You plug it in, and then you're expecting all these things to communicate with each other. So that's why after the 4 Country Squire wagon, I never wanted to have electric windows again. I blamed the technology. That's how sad it was.
Yeah.
I just don't want to ever be caught with my windows not electronically coming down. Okay, we will limit you to the more horrible cars.
Please put yourself in base models for the rest of your life.
Who's ringing? Who's dinging? Why don't they know we're trying to do a show? Take it away.
They just know that you wouldn't have turned off your phone while we were. Eastside 76 says, I want all to know how much I love Jay Thomas. I looked forward to him hitting the meatball off the Christmas tree every time he was on Letterman. He had a great radio show too. R.I.P.
I have to tell you, the appearance of him knocking over the meatball is maybe one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. And it's just every part about it. The fact that Vinny Testaverde could not knock the meatball, and that's what made Jay Thomas literally enraged.
Yes.
He was a New York Jets fan at the time, and this symbolized to him the hopelessness of being a New York Jets fan, that Vinny Testaverde could not hit a meatball on top of a Christmas tree from about 10 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, I did his show once. He's just he's a very, very funny person in general, and kind of a character in a way. And that story he told about it is still one of the classic show business stories of him working at the car lot with his friend, both being hippies, and the Lone Ranger coming for a signing, and then the Lone Ranger. You've heard that story, right?
I do. Yes, it's coming back as you.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, he's walking down. They are trying to drive the Lone Ranger back to his hotel because no one picked him up. So they start, and they're high. They're high. They both of the long hair.
Like in the back of the shitty car.
Right. In the back of the shitty car, and they go, every time it turns left, you see, what's the guy's name? I don't know. The Lone Ranger shift to the right.
Clayton Moore.
So somebody dings Jay Thomas's car, at the light, or whatever, that he was feuding with. He goes racing with Clayton Moore in the car. They go racing after this other guy who dinged. These two hippies go racing after this other guy who dinged their bumper, right? So they stop, and they confront these guys, and the old guys go, and the young hippies go, look, you dented our car. Yeah. No one's going to want. We're going to call the cops. Yeah, who's going to believe you? Are they going to believe you hippies, or are they going to believe me? And then Clayton Moore steps out of the car and goes, "Oh, they'll believe me, citizen." Not bad, right, for an Andy Kindler thing?
Yeah. Just that you got to the end, really.
I know, because it looked like I wouldn't.
No, you were in that hard. I could almost see beads of sweat on your forehead, and there was a clenched. Stay on it.
I don't make a meal.
Stay on it.
I don't make a meal out of jokes like that, but thinking about him was just so. The way he told it was this Clayton Moore, just a nice gentleman, gets caught in this car, and you're thinking he must be thinking, "Get me out of this goddamn car, get me out of this." And no, he's actually enjoying, even though he's being rocked around the back seat. Okay, I've weakened the story. Take it away.
Christopher Citro says took a midwinter vacation last week on Jekyll Island. You know what they say, Jekyll Island's a good place to hide. Jekyll Island, Georgia, for some much-needed sunlight. Too cold for the alligators in Horton Pond to show themselves, but we kept an eye out. What or who is the most dangerous creature you've seen in the wild?
It's got to be that raccoon that almost ate our food. It's the only close call I've had.
What have I seen? I've seen bison. They can fuck with you.
But close enough where you're like, oh, I got.
Where they started coming towards the car, and you get the fuck back in the car. I've seen a bear at quite a distance. I've seen coyotes several times. I don't know.
I saw once. You talk about dangerous creatures. You're talking about dangerous creatures. I once saw Ted Nugent at a 7-Eleven.
7, 8, 9, 10. Seth Dick III says, "What's the point in being in great shape except to have sex with other fit people? I see these super fit people on IG and they seem completely joyless, especially about the old in-out."
He's making a Clockwork Orange reference.
Yes. Like having a race car and only using it to go to the grocery store.
I agree with him. I think if you look good, you should indiscriminately.
Are you saying they should be fucking on Instagram, though? Is that what this is getting to? Because there's other sites where you can see fit people having sex.
I didn't know. Is there a story I'm missing?
No, I'm just saying that he's saying that it's the people on the IG that seem joyless.
That's true.
And he wants to see them having sex.
There used to be a time period in my life where I would go, yes, show me that. Whatever you're saying, I'd like to see a photo of it. Now, I don't want to see anybody having sex or having
You're
fun.
Joyless.
I'm not so much joyless as joy deprived or joy whatever.
Yeah.
John Donne.
Joy challenged.
John Dunbar says, 65 degrees downtown Los Angeles. Seeing how well you two work together comedically and have musical talent, have you ever considered a musical project? Andy keeps threatening to use that 4-track. Everything is sad about me. Is that his way of asking Josh to collaborate? Could you see yourselves writing a song together? I'll answer this. No, we're not going to be writing any song. No, that's not what it is. I think we do collaborate, but I don't think Josh is going to say, or I'm going to say, all right, finally we can move this into just being a musical group that does folk songs.
I don't think they're saying that we change what we are. I think he meant in addition to.
I know, but if I can't make someone the bad guy out of a question,
oh, that's true.
I mean, it bothers me. I start to get upset thinking about, I've used the 4-track a lot, but just not enough. No, I haven't taken a look at that 4-track. And it's like there's a point in which it's like I don't deserve anything because I'm just going to waste it. Why get a car if you're going to ruin it?
Well, that was the thing is you didn't buy it. I bought it for you.
I know that was
me. That was me taking the curse off the whole thing.
I am going to use it,
knowing full well you were never going to use it, but then I got you to stop talking about when you were going to get one.
So what you're saying is
I mean, I was expecting a gift in return at some point, but no, that's okay. Little something, but that's okay. That's cool.
No, it's fine.
You brought bagels that time. That was cool.
Look, if you had to add up the ledger between us, I would not like to see that number. Because I think, okay, one multitask can't be.
But here's the thing. Here's the real reason why Andy and I should not do a musical project together. Is we've talked about it. It's because Andy, when he sits down to write a song, he believes he needs to write the best song in the world, better than
Correct.
Dylan, and anything.
Hence nothing.
Right. And I'm like, you've heard what I do with music. It's all throwaway.
No, you're soft peddling yourself. Not soft selling you. No, I know what you're saying. At some point, you have to drop the preciousness of what you're doing and just do it. But that doesn't. But no one's screaming for that.
No, but that's why I have a podcast. Is that I can dump my shit to people who accept me and know that that's part of who I am. Is just making shit and getting rid of it.
Right.
Shiftless Element says Paul F. Tompkins has spoken about his deliberate efforts to lose a regional Philly accent. Tom Sharpling has said he'd rather die of thirst than properly pronounce the word water. Where do you stand on regional accents? Kill it, embrace it, ignore it?
I'll go first and say I love regional accents. I think that the world would be Like I did that thing. Mario Cantone was on the show that I did. He's from Boston, but now he lives in New York. I don't know where his accent comes, but it's just so great. It just has that sound of get the fuck out of my face.
It's like pan East Coast kind of.
Yes.
Where I think it depends what you're going for too. I think like Paul F. Tompkins was going for the very sort of effete, intellectual with his comedy. So the Philly accent would work against it.
Yeah, and I think that, whether people go, like to me, I love Holly Hunter's voice. So I wouldn't have ever said, oh boy, if that movie had only had someone who had an accent, you always are, accents can be endearing, but it's always kind of cool if somebody can, it's not cool because it's not like Paul F. Tompkins went from that to gentlemen, I have some comedy for you. It's just that he took out the regionality of it, which I've done a little bit, but not consciously really. Do I sound like, I don't sound like the first day I got off the plane from New York, right?
No, I don't think you do. I think you
I don't know if I ever sounded that way.
I don't know, because it's always just been Kindler voice to me. It's always been just a whole package. And I would always ascribe Jewy more than New Yorkie, probably, but that's just my bias, I think.
Well, when I say things like, hey, what are you doing? First of all, when I have to do a New York accent, it sounds like I'm doing an impression. Right. Hey, what are you doing? I'm from New York. You want some coffee? Sure. Something sounds like that's just a hodgepodge.
Greg Kelly says, just leaving the dog park where an owner has spent nearly an hour trying to coax his dog to him. Kind of hilarious to watch the owner pretend he isn't having flop sweat over it. Good luck to the Jets this week, Andy. Why? Why just twist the knife like that?
Oh, that slam made me forget the rest of his question. What was the question?
It was more of a story. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
We're going to the Gram, Andy.
And do you have any bump music for the Gram as opposed to the music for the mailbag?
We're going to the Gram. Yeah, we're going to the Gram. Yeah, we're going to the Gram.
How about this? Going to the Gram, like the Gap. Take it away, Josh, with your lilting letters voice.
Daisy Petunia says, weird that David Crosby died days after Andy talked with Gene Smart about him. The implication being that you killed him.
Oh, is that what we talked about?
No, it was something you were making some reference that Gene Smart went, because we're old.
Oh, yes. On the what happened was that I made a meal out of the fact that the line was, I think it's very brave on Deborah's last special that she talked about being a woman who lives with depression and lived through depression.
It was not that joke.
I apologize. I don't know what it was then.
It was you making a reference that no one else got except for her.
That's my jam. That's my wheelhouse.
Zeke Fossey says, when will Andy start posting workout videos here? I want to see some ass selfies.
I'm not against it. I'm not against a Jack LaLanne style. Is this where you lead the group yourself and then you tell them to do stuff? Hey, everybody lift up the left hand.
Either that or just photos of you working out, or rather video of you working out.
Well, I'm taking it to the next level now, folks, because I use Map My Walk. You don't have to use the Under Armour version, but I use Map My Walk, and it shows you everywhere you walked, and all of a sudden in one day...
Do you spell out things now? Do you make like a giant penis outline or anything of that with your mapping the walk? Some people do that. Some people make pictures.
Oh, they show you the map. They show you the walk they just mapped. And then they put a funny picture on it.
No.
Like I would put a picture.
They walk in the shape of a penis and then look at the map and go,
That made me laugh. Don't get me wrong. That would be a funny thing. Why am I drunk?
I
did not start out. I'm drunk. I'm literally drunk without alcohol.
Maybe you're pre-something.
Do you think do you think that I dodged the bullet? Be honest with me. Did I absolutely dodge the bullet because I took a PCR test last night and it's negative. From exposure on that set.
I think yes. I think if this many days out now, I think you're in the clear.
Great. Thank you.
And bullet dodged.
Bullet dodged. I just want to say on behalf of myself, you people can kiss my ass. Why? That's not a good reaction to being negative.
Not really. Dan Wade?
Hannah Einbinder has it, I think.
Oh, shit.
And Gene Smart.
Dan Wade says, Josh, how old were you when your family got cable? Any memories of the strange days of early cable? I was probably like 10 or 11. And I remember weird-ass Nickelodeon with just bad sort of half-day programming. I remember HBO didn't come on until 2 in the afternoon. I remember falling in love with this is when I fell in love with the Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band movie.
Oh wow!
Was early
after
cable.
School thing?
It was just on all the fucking time.
Right.
What else? I remember WGN. That's when I became a Cubs fan because WGN came on the cable and Cubs games were on during the day always.
Right.
Andreas Galarraga.
I'll Harry carry. That's the way I do impressions.
Bryce Colton says, Spike, that's you. Everyone has completely bought into Spike now. It's been about 6 people calling you Spike this week. Spike, are you watching the new season of Hunters? Josh, is there a particular genre of music you're listening to lately? Truly grateful for your podcast. Thank you, Bryce.
Oh, that's cool. But what's the first question? Hunters?
Are you watching the new season of Hunters?
I don't know what that is. Is it People Hunt?
Isn't that the Nazi Hunter series on Amazon?
Oh, I have not seen the first season, so I will be. It's one of those shows that I have not had the pleasure to binge.
It was a show. I watched the first one, I remember, and they went really over the top with this like old woman in a shower dying, and it was. I was like, oh, they're going big.
They were going for the "he's still alive" bit, or no?
No, I didn't buy in fully enough.
Or not that he's still alive, but that he lived past the war.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually Hitler that they're going for.
Oh, you know what? When you've been fighting Hitler your whole life, like me, and then you realize at the last moment it really wasn't Hitler that was bothering me.
Full Dork says, if you knew comedy would become what it is today, would you still have chosen it as a career? I look forward to the show every week, says the PS. Thank you.
Well, I think the quality of comedy is better than it's ever been.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the question. I think it is only, it had a big lull during my career.
And a lull could come on at any time.
But I can't say that. If your implication is that what comedy has become today is bad, I would disagree with that.
Yeah, I would disagree.
I would say it's only gotten better in the time we've been in comedy.
The fact that there are
unfortunately they've rejected us as old white men, but that's a whole.
Yeah, I'm so tired of it. You know, you hear these young people, like a lot of these homeless people, say that they've got it tough. How about me?
Right.
How about an elderly Jew?
My real problem is you can't say anything anymore.
You know, everybody these days has a what is it called when you can't talk about them because what do they say with the politically incorrect? You can't go on TV now and say we should have legal slaves, and then people all of a sudden say, "Oh, you're into slavery." You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Amen, I say.
All right. Here.
Libethina, I would say. Libethina says, so I smoke 6 joints, ask for a personalized set via Cameo in a very confusing way, and I'm the bad guy? Truly love both of you.
What's personalized set mean?
I think they were saying how many this was who wrote last week, how many sets would I have to make? Would I have to buy to get a 5-minute set? I think it's what.
I like the level. You know what some people bring to the letters table? Yuma. And I'm a big Yuma fan.
Yeah. You're from Yuma, Arizona, aren't you? Bat Guano says it was a bummer.
Bat Guano, sir. Yes.
It was a bummer when Spike barreled past the HR Puffin Stuff reference. Many moments are lost, like tears in the rain.
I apologize to anybody who have cut off I don't know if you were relaying an H&R public stuff anecdote.
past my joke.
Oh, and what was your thing? What were you saying about it?
Doesn't really matter. You barreled past it. Why go back?
Look at the original mission statement of the podcast.
I don't actually, in your defense, it wasn't a great joke in my recollection. I think let's talk to the people in HR, and I said puffin stuff. So
I laugh now. HR. Well, that's where I was having the H&R. HR to me, if you have to speak to HR, it's never good. It's never good.
No, but it's not as bad as if HR has to speak to you.
Is that your kind of your yak off thing, right?
No. I'm saying if you are going to HR, you have a complaint. If HR is coming to you, someone has a complaint about you. Is my point.
Hi, Andy. It's HR. Oh, what did I do now? Nothing, buddy boy. We're over here just to say hi. Just want to let you know we're here.
Don't mind those empty cardboard boxes we just put in your office.
Yes. That made me scared that I'm going to lose my job as podcast host.
GW8572 says, gentlemen, we've lost David Crosby. What's your favorite song he performed on Be Well, Friends? It might be Sweet Judy Blue Eyes for me. I think that might be my...
I mean, he has the voice that can belt out, kind of, right?
No, I mean, I actually think, I mean, he can, but the thing that's magical about David Crosby is his ear for harmony and filling in those spaces between the melody and the high harmony that Nash did. But if you listen to Bird stuff, if you listen to CSN stuff, it's like he is all over the place making
great
these
sounds.
harmonies. It's really he had just a genius for finding that part of the chord.
I love the story about Mama Cass kind of putting them together.
Yeah.
And then they just sang, the first time they sang together, it was like God.
Yeah.
I love that idea. I like it in my own voice. Why can't I generate that guy? I'm just a man.
Do you have a favorite David Crosby performance?
Are you drunk? Well, here's the thing. I'm going to be completely honest with you because I used to be a liar. I've been listening to Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young since I was 11 or 12 or whenever they first came out, 70. And I had never in my life I was such a fan of their music that I just sung it as if I was a member of the band and never really stopped to think, is that Crosby? It's like, so Crosby, it is his Almost Cut My Hair. That's Crosby, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now in the last few days, I've been listening to get each one, and I still haven't been able to figure. Give me a little Nash. That's great. He's up there.
Yeah, he's the high.
He also wrote Our House, which is a beautiful. That's his voice on Our House, right?
After eating at Art's Deli.
Really?
Yes.
What a great fucking. Which book did you read that in? Homeless Canyon? North Canyon.
I don't know, but they went to Art's Deli. They stopped at a antique store. She bought a vase. Thus the song. They went home.
What a great song! It's like you go get a vase for these fantastic flowers. Then later on, would you sing me any one of your songs you've written for me for 5 or 6 hours? I wanted to be in that relationship, and it made you love Joni Mitchell so much that you're willing to ignore the things of like she broke up with Graham Nash by text or not by text, by voicemail or something like that.
Neither. But also didn't exist.
What's that?
Voicemail.
He supposedly didn't break up with her. Why am I even bringing up the story? But I just love to think of her and Joni Mitchell with the flowers from the vase you bought today.
I really have to admit, though, and it's not without exception, but I have to admit, I have just never gone over the threshold for Joni Mitchell.
I have, but I understand not. I'm absolutely enthralled with her. I love everything about it, but you can't listen to more than 1 or 2 albums at a time because it's like, She does weird vocal things, but they're always. She knows she's a genius, which can be obnoxious sometimes. But then she's really writing things in open tuning, and she really has an ear.
I absolutely think she is a genius in many ways. She's just not a genius that resonates with me.
I think it's because my ex-girlfriend Patty loved her, and so especially that song. It's coming on Christmas, burn down trees.
Great song. There's plenty of great songs, but
no, I know you weren't saying. Look, of all the people who should be their reputation overrated, that's Joni Mitchell, because she also.
I even saw her in concert once.
I did not see her. Where'd you see her?
So boring. I saw her with Dylan and Van Morrison.
I don't know if when I heard every album, I don't know that a concert would be great because there's so many things going on in her songs.
Yeah.
And if I say one more sentence, I will really be run out of town because I'm just on fumes right now. And I was on fumes at the beginning of the show.
PB Adam.
Shush. What? That's so loud. That's so loud.
PB Adam says Andy Kaufman sang all 100 verses of 99 Bottles of Beer on the Wall as part of his act. What would be, I have to just say right there's only 99 verses. What would be your version of this, and could you go the distance?
The only thing I can go the distance on is the one joke where I do that thing where the kid goes to the father and he says, "Can I get $40?" And the father goes, "Why would I give you $39? I'm not giving you $38. I'll tell you one thing. If you were the last person in the world, I wouldn't give $37 to you." And I go all the way down to zero. And we all laugh.
Do you actually go down to zero from 40?
I have done it before.
Really?
And a couple people enjoy it.
That is a tremendous commitment.
Yeah, because it's like the first one you go, okay, he's giving it to the idea, but it's like $36. Let me ask you a question. What and $35 don't you two have in common? You're both not getting it. Something like that.
Right. Well, God bless you for getting down to
Thank you. I think I really do enhance comedy at certain times.
Toasted Tink says, for Andy, why are you such a cutie patootie? For Josh, what is it about you that makes me feel like you're all around better than me? Wow, that makes me feel terrible.
Talk about
I think it's my
backwards.
It must be my superior attitude, is my guess.
I think the fact that you're clearly much more intelligent than the rest of the nation is what people love about your voice. That is the weird that set me up because that really got me like I don't even want to get back in and defend you. Because I'm still reeling from being a cutie patootie.
You're reeling in a good way or a bad way?
In a good way.
Okay, I thought you would be happy with cutie patootie.
I'm very happy, but I know when my thing is being.
Whereas I feel a little worse with arrogant prick.
Yeah, you see, it's like, yeah, you won't see me. It's at 90 going. They just called me a cutie patootie too long, and I got sick of it. But you won't be in the home, but you'll be administering my meds.
Right, and I'll be better than you apparently.
You wouldn't go through my meds and take things for yourself, would you?
Not all of them. Just the weight loss and painkillers.
That sounds like a great country song.
Yes. Perush.
The Perush is on fire.
Or Perukoshik, as this says. Trying to find Andy's experience with Saget, Brie Larson, Jerry Adler on Raising Dad from one of the early eps. Maybe he can repeat it and save me a 50-episode rerun.
Well, the best one was when I was in the math class and I was really playing around, like having fun with the kids, and so it was like a lot of business there that was fun. But I don't know if you can see it anymore. You should be able to get that show somewhere, right?
Oh, I'm sure. Museum of Broadcasting, if nothing else.
I'm amazed it didn't get sent into the time capsule. It was so great.
Perush also says, what happened to the episode descriptions? Did you fire your reference guy? I am available.
That's what you do.
I don't know if it is actually. Is it Perukoshik, the same person as Perush? I don't think
it is.
I don't know. I think,
And is it an accurate
But he talks
jibe?
but he nonetheless still talks about archives, so that's what makes me think of it. I don't know. Clarify for us. Will you clarify next week? Thanks.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Let me just take a quick gander at our... Oh, never mind.
You were going to take advantage and look at the emails.
I was, and then I looked at the time.
You save that for next week.
I will. In the meantime, if you'd like to support our overlong show, go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral and buy us a coffee.
If you think that Josh is the reason why the show is going a little bit long, download Hence the Humor. And if you think it's Josh is the problem with everything and he thinks he's a big
just remember, I'm better than you.
Who's playing the trumpet up there? Is it Santa Claus?